Just about set to go here. A still hold. Explosive action from now on, though. We're underway. Saudi Cup night is off and running with the Neom Turf Cup. Pile Driver holds his ground on the wide outside early, but Authority strides forward, and Solid Stone is the only one to want to go with him at the moment. Slotting in just behind them, Harovian, Frankie Dettori well placed, and Passion and Glory just in behind those, racing together with Flying Visit. And now they flash past the winning line. The bend comes right up. Pile Driver has just eased himself in behind Harovian. He's still on the wide outside, but no worse than 6th place at the moment, with Eudaimonia just in behind those. Grosser Jack is in the middle of the pack. Pile Driver towards his outside, and then Iberra just in behind those under Christophe Soumillon. For the States, Channel Cat is well off the pace at the moment. La Casa Tarifa also towards the rear end, and Zuran is our back marker as the runners head down the back straight, with the first half mile well behind them. Authority then in front. Solid Stone to the outside is now dropping back to be a half a length off the speed. Behind those is Flying Visit, well in touch still, in company there with Passion and Glory, and Harovian still right there towards the outside, seeing plenty of daylight. Pile Driver holding his position comfortably. He's got Iberra just on his inside, and now these two will come close together as they head towards the second last turn in the race. Eudaimonia's towards the inside, followed by Grosser Jack. There's a move now from La Casa Tarifa towards the outside, and Channel Cat tries to follow her through. At the back end of the field, we've got Zuran trying to make progress with Kaspar, and the back marker is Arctic Sound. Authority is the one to pass, and they're turning off the final bend into the home straight. Harovian goes in chase, followed then by Flying Visit. Not much more coming from Solid Stone. Oh, we got a faller further back in the field as now Iberra tries to make ground with Grosser Jack as well, and it was Channel Cat the one who came down. Authority for Japan though is out in front from Harovian. Iberra, then we've got Grosser Jack staying on together with Kaspar, ghosting on the scene late in the day, but Authority's just too good, and Japan start the night in wonderful style. Authority makes just about all the running to beat Kaspar, who finished well. Iberra's in behind those with Grosser Jack and Harovian, and then there was another gap back to Flying Visit. Passion and Glory and Pile Driver were both ultimately well beaten. Thoughts with Channel Cat and Joel Rosario after that tumble shortly after the turn for the home straight. But clear of all of that drama was this magnificent horse trained in Japan. Authority has popped out and made just about every yard of the running here to win the Neom Turf Cup in wonderful style in the hands of Joel Rosario. Joel, of course, warmed up with that fantastic double yesterday. Authority too good, Kaspar second, tight for third. Iberra there together with Harovian. That'll need a photo to sort that out. Grosser Jack in 5th place, then another gap to Flying Visit and Jim Crowley. Another big gap then to Arctic Sound, who was alongside Passion and Glory, and then La Casa Tarifa. Solid Stone went with them early but found nothing, and Pile Driver, I'm afraid, couldn't hack it today. He was a length further back and finishes nearly last. But Authority, all class. This could be a major night for Japan, and they have got off to a stunning start.
They certainly have. Authority with Authority, a beautiful ride from Christophe Lemaire. You can see why he's dominated in Japan for so many years. He stacked them all up, and he was still in hand when Frankie Dettori and Harovian came to have a go a couple of furlongs from home. We're thinking of Joel Rosario. We'll bring you news on him just as soon as we get it. That tumble from Channel Cat. Let's concentrate first, Michelle, on this victory.
What a great ride here from Authority. I mean, he went to the front, but he looked very in hand and very relaxed throughout the entire race, and they didn't look like they were going particularly fast. The group was a little bit bunched up, but I think that Christophe snuck away just a little bit early on, putting some distance between him and the rest of the field around that turn. And then when everyone tried to come, he still had horse to send with. So just a beautifully timed ride there as well. And we love the celebrations from the Japanese.
Wonderful year for Japanese bloodstock. A really important success at the Breeders' Cup. We'll see Marsh and Arend a little bit later on, but you could call Authority the winner so far out because they were going no speed, and Christophe Lemaire was making them dance to his tune, Matt.
Yeah, with a horse of this ability, when you allow him to waltz out there on the front end the way that he did, and we kind of mentioned it prior to the race, this turf course, it feels like you're a little bit better suited being forward than trying to rally from off of it. It felt much more like a matter of when, not if, he was going to get the job done. You saw Solid Stone take a shot. Pile Driver, unfortunately, hung very wide throughout. I have to be honest, I still expected a little bit more than what we saw here this afternoon, despite the fact they carried quite a bit of ground. But make no mistake about it, Authority, the best horse with the best trip, gets the job done.
Yeah, first strike to Japan, and Christophe Lemaire, here he is alongside Tom.
Yeah, he did. Thank you, Net. I'm just informing Christophe. Joel Rosario came off Channel Cat. He's concerned for him, but hey, well done. This horse was too good.
Yes, he was definitely the best horse of the race. I took my responsibility, get the front. He was very comfortable in front, looking around, taking good breath. So then I know he can stay the trip. So, you know, he used his long acceleration, and there was no contest today.
Was there ever a moment in the race, Christophe, once you'd started, that you were concerned?
Not at all. From the start, he was relaxed, and I could settle the pace very easily. And from there, I was very confident to get to the finish line in first position.
How does that ground out there feel, Christophe?
I think it's firmer than yesterday. It's very windy today, and the ground looks quicker.
Well done.
Thank you.
Christophe Lemaire, what an artistic and assured rider he's been now for so many years. And Authority it is that has won. A horse by Orfèvre. You remember his father Orfèvre had the Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe all done and dusted, only to be collared in the last few strides by Salemier in that extraordinary race back in 2012. No such ignominy for this horse Authority today. Never looked in any doubt at all. As Matt said, Pile Driver, who will have been heavily favoured off the back of his form from last year, was trapped wide, very keen off that slow pace and could never really land a blow. Fast finishers here included Grosser Jack and the runner-up Caspar, neither of whom were brilliantly positioned in the early stages. And Lemaire has just done this to a nicety.
Taking it from a really nice field overall, top to bottom. And again, when you give the best horse arguably the best trip, and in this instance it absolutely was the best trip, setting a very rated pace, they're going to get the job done, and they're going to do it rather impressively. I thought Harrovian showed some heart, put in a bit of a good run. This was the second time out there with blinkers, flattened out a little bit at the end of the run, but I think proved at least that next time out deserves another shot in a big event such as this.
I think, too, when you watch some of these races, like you mentioned, forwardly placed is better, Matt, but I think the key is really getting an early move. You can't wait until the top of the lane to ask your horse to go. You have to move earlier than that. It's got to be around the 3/8 pole. You have to start that go. Otherwise, you're going to run out of time.
In the United States, we call it turn time. And here, obviously, going 2 turns in some of these races, 3 turns in some instances, you need to be making up ground, rounding the turns. So at the top of the lane, you have every opportunity to go and get the job done, where you don't leave yourself with too much work left to do in deep stretch.
All right, Christophe Lemaire rides our first winner. We'll bring you news of Joel Rosario just as soon as it comes through to us. He was receiving medical attention down on the track. Channel Cat, the horse that he was riding, from whom he came adrift, is up and okay. And Joel Rosario still receiving medical attention. So bring you news as soon as we get it. Midnight Bourbon, his intended ride in the Saudi Cup later.
Did watch Channel Cat. He actually was able to gallop out down the stretch and looked very fine running down. Hopefully he was apprehended pretty soon after he passed us, but he was fine.
Peace.